Alright, I'll keep it short. I ranked every single combat mod slot because I hate how PSA channels rank every mod depending on how long ago they were sold, and they also have incredibly clickbait titles that make me want to fucking die every time I read them. And not only that, but I also ranked every single mod with little to no bias depending on how they actually perform in game and their reliability. And that I also kept the video short, and it's sorted alphabetically and sorted by type of mod, e.g. Warmind Cell, Charged with Light, and then Elemental Wells. So here you have it. First starting off with Warmind Cell's Blessing of Rasputin will be a 2 out of 5, but way better with other Arc Warmind Cell mods. Burning Cell is also a 2 out of 5, but it can work really well with anything that interacts with burn. Physical Suppression's a 3 out of 5, gets stronger with Global Reach, but because of the Warmind Cell nerfs, it's not as strong as it used to be. The Warmind, this is like a 1 out of 5, but to be perfectly honest, it's such a fucking meme, it's stupid. Fighting Medic is a 4 out of 5, this is so strong, and it helps your teammates as well, it's so good. Global Reach 5 out of 5, I'm sure you goddamn know why. Wrath of the Warmind is a 3 out of 5, but gets better with other Void Warmind Cell mods. Incinerating Light is a 1 out of 5, this shit sucks. Light from Darkness, 1 out of 5, still sucks. Light the Fire, 2 out of 5, and respawns orbs for your teammates. Modular Lighting, 3 out of 5, this can actually be really strong, but it's kind of inconsistent. Power of Rasputin, 3 out of 5, it's a really small damage buff, but it stacks with everything else. Rage of the Warmind, 4 out of 5, it actually increases your Warmind Cell's damage in total, but it doesn't really work with many other mods apart from one. Accelerating Energy, 2 out of 5, but works a lot better with other Arc Warmind Cell mods. Strength of Rasputin, 2 out of 5, again works better with other Warmind Cell mods. Warmind's Light, 1 out of 5, use something else if you want to become Charged with Light. Warmind's Longevity, 2 out of 5, completely useless unless you use it with other Void Warmind Cell mods. Warmind's Protection, 4 out of 5, I believe it's a 50% damage reduction, which is the same as Renewal Grass. Wrath of Rasputin, 4 out of 5, very strong. Starting off with Charged with Light, I don't know, it's going to be a 3 out of 5. It can be a very strong buff to your rocket launchers, but you have to completely build into it for it to actually become more beneficial than other mods. Blast Radius is going to be a 5 out of 5. If you don't, you can actually stack 2 Blast Radius to give you 2 Charged with Light stacks every time you proc it. It's insanely good. Charge Harvest is a 2 out of 5. It is okay, but its sheer nature makes it inconsistent, which does not work for builds. Charge Sharp, 3 out of 5. It's good, but it's only really helpful if you want to get up to 5 Charged with Light stacks, which only a couple builds need. In Power Finisher, 1 out of 5 gets something else. Energy Converter, 4 out of 5. Building into this can completely replace your super refunding exotic. Extra Reserves, 3 out of 5. It is inconsistent, but if you build into it, you can give your Void Special weapons a much better ammo economy. Firepower, 4 out of 5. If you haven't used this yet, you gotta use it. Build Thyself, 2 out of 5. It is not worth building into. Heavy-Handed, 5 out of 5. Its first mod is perfect for any melee build, and its second mod can give you literally infinite ammo. ING Fire, 4 out of 5. 20% damage buff for any weapon you want. Incredible. Healing with Flame, same as Heal Myself, 2 out of 5. Very useless to build into. Lucent Blade, 5 out of 5. Its damage buff is insane, 35% for swords, and its extra mod is also insane for swords. Powerful Friends, pretty useless for PvE, but insanely good for PvP because of the stat bonus. Precision Charge, 1 out of 5. Use something else. Precision Charge, 1 out of 5. Use something else. Protective Light, 2 out of 5. This got a huge nerf, and it is very useless now. Quick Charge, 4 out of 5. Very good mod, and its bonus is pretty nice as well, but it's not insanely necessary. Radiant Light, just like Powerful Friends, pretty useless for PvE, but insanely good for PvP because of that stat bonus. Reactive Pulse, 3 out of 5. Used to be insanely good, got a huge stealth nerf, and is now no longer very good, but its secondary perk can be very useful for if you're performing finishes in Nightfalls. Shield Break Charge, 3 out of 5. It's good, but obviously it relies on shields, which you might not get a lot of. Stacks on Stacks, 4 out of 5. Insanely good for almost any build. Striking Light, 3 out of 5. Its main perk only spawns that Orb of Power for allies, which isn't the best for you, but the damage resistance it does give you can be very good. Supercharge, 4 out of 5. Insanely good for almost any build. Surprise Attack, 4 out of 5. Insanely good if you're using sidearms and want a huge 40% damage buff. Sustain Charge, 4 out of 5. Just pretty good mod. Swift Charge, also a 4 out of 5. Again, very good mod. Plus, the Pulse Rifle Scavenger is kind of nice. Taking Charge, 5 out of 5. Insanely good way of becoming Charged with Light, especially because your teammates can also technically help you with it. And now coming on to the big boys, Elemental Wells. Bountiful Wells is a 4 out of 5. Can make any Elemental Well generating mod even better. Elemental Armaments, 3 out of 5. It can be okay, but it's unreliable and you have to match your subclass. Elemental Charge, 4 out of 5. It gives you 2 stacks of Charged with Light, which is insanely good if you're building into Charged with Light mods. Elemental Light, 2 out of 5. I've literally only used this once. Elemental Elements, 5 out of 5. Stupidly good mod. Elemental Shards, 4 out of 5. Its effect is incredibly strong, however you have to have a way of actually generating those Elemental Shards in the first place. Plus it has a cooldown. Elemental Time Dilation, 3 out of 5. It's a good mod, but it's not versatile in every situation, especially since you have to build into it for it to become really good. Enduring Welds, 1 out of 5. I see almost zero use for this. Explosive Well Maker, 3 out of 5. It is a good mod with a strong effect, however sometimes it can be a little difficult to proc. Font of Might, 4 out of 5. An insanely strong 25% damage buff that also stacks with anything else, however you do have to match your elemental, and that's the only thing keeping it from a 5 out of 5. Font of Wisdom, 3 out of 5. Got even better with with all the intellect nerfs, but it's not going to single-handedly give you a super in 20 seconds. Melee Wellmaker, another 5 out of 5, stupidly good mod. Overcharge Wellmaker, 3 out of 5. It does have a decent effect, however, I only see this being used if you need to generate arc elemental wells specifically. Reaping Wellmaker, 4 out of 5, an insanely good way of generating an elemental well, however, it does vary depending on which character you're on, which is why it's a 4 out of 5. Seeking Wells, a 3 out of 5. A lot of people think this is useless, and it's way better than you think. However, it's not going to single-handedly make your build. Geocraft Wellmaker, 2 out of 5. This is very useless. There are so many better ways of generating an elemental well. Supreme Wellmaker, 3 out of 5. It is very good if you're in a damage phase on a boss and you need to proc Font of Might. However, in basically every other scenario, it's not really the best in the world. Wall of Iron, 3 out of 5. It's a good mod, but you do have to build into melee for it to become extremely effective. Wall of Life, 3 out of 5. It's actually a really strong effect, however, you do have to have a solar elemental well specifically for it to actually activate. Wall of Ordnance, 3 out of 5. Again, good effect, but it has a cooldown, plus you need a solar well. Well of Restoration, 2 out of 5. Good effect, however, inconsistent, plus it has a cooldown. Well of Striking, same deal. Good effect, however, it has a cooldown, plus you need an arc elemental well. Well of Tenacity, 4 out of 5. Pretty insane effect, however, you do need that void elemental well. Well of Unity, 3 out of 5. Yet again, good effect, however, you need a void elemental well, and it has a cooldown. And that is about it. Well, not about it, that is it. There's no more mods. If you want a full explanation to what the mods actually do, go check out It's Tizzle on YouTube. He's made 4 videos which goes over all of the Warmind Cell, Charge with Light, and Elemental Well mods currently in the game, and also every single armor mod in the game, every fucking one of them. Not even joking, every goddamn one. It's an hour and 40 minutes long. It's insane. He put an insane amount of work into that. I'm 100% sure of it. So go check him out if you need that explanation. Other than that, that's about it for me. Yeah. See ya.